Straight ahead on 12 News, personal devices are replacing computer labs in school, while a local district is asking for money for technology. Then,
to hear a word that brings hope to a very hopeless situation.
a woman with a famous father brings her story to a local church. But first, investigating two suspicious fires.
They used 2 bottles filled with something and threw it at my car.
12 News starts right now. Those 2 suspicious fires in Plymouth leave a man without a place to live and a woman without transportation.
It happened at an apartment complex on 45th Avenue North in Plymouth early Wednesday morning. And as Delane Cleveland reports, those affected are still wondering why.
Completely baffled by the whole entire thing.
Yellow police tape surrounds this Plymouth apartment complex where not 1, but 2 fires broke out around 3:45 Wednesday morning.
I was like, wait, I'm in Plymouth. This isn't supposed to happen here.
Christina Hirsch is the shocked owner of this Audi, which has seen better days.
I was about to go to bed, and I heard my car alarm going off, and I was kind of confused why. So I was like, okay, it went off, then it went back on again, and I came outside, and my car was in flames.
A neighbor used a fire extinguisher to help douse the flames, and that's when they noticed the fire in the apartment.
The front window was on fire in the apartment, and then so we put that actually out with a hose in the front, and then we noticed that the back was on fire, and we put that out as well.
By the time firefighters arrived, there wasn't much left for them to extinguish.
When we arrived, there was very little fire visible. It was more just, to go in to make sure that everything was extinguished.
But the investigation into how this happened is just beginning.
Well, usually one leads to the other, a car fire might ignite something else if it's in close proximity to a building or vice versa. But that was not the case here.
Officials with the Plymouth Police and Fire Departments would only call the fires suspicious. Yet talk to Hirsch, and there's no question this was the work of an arsonist.
They used 2 bottles filled with something and threw it at my car. So kind of like a Molotov cocktail type deal.
As for the apartment where the fire started, Plymouth fire officials say things could have turned out much worse.
Of the 4 units, all of the tenants made it out safely. Fortunately, for the unit of origin, the smoke detector was working, and I can absolutely tell you that saved his life.
Plymouth police say the investigation could take a couple weeks, but if they determine the fire was intentionally set, they're hopeful they'll be able to find who was responsible. Mike and Alex?
All right, Delane, thanks. Come November, voters in the Osseo School District will be asked to support a plan to bring more technology into the classroom.
Voters said no to technology levies twice before, but the Osseo District hopes this time will be different.
A tablet.
iPod.
iPod Touch 4th generation.
It's the world in which these students live.
It really doesn't matter what you bring.
But it helps.
Yeah, it helps.
Personal devices at their fingertips.
If you have a question in science, you could look it up right here.
Brought from home for use in the classroom.
I brought it to school to do projects and look up stuff.
Don't forget this.
Yet at many Osseo area schools, technology is still treated as an event, a destination where students go for limited screen time instruction.
It's not spontaneous. They can't work together in groups, and we have 1 computer lab.
We just need to modernize. We need to get more technology into the hands of students and teachers for day-to-day instruction.
Osseo's chief technology officer says the school district wants to bring more mobile devices into the classroom in a way that mirrors the real world.
The world we live in is technology everywhere. It's around us all the time.
District officials say a technology levy asking voters for $5 million per year for the next 10 years would help bring the school district up to speed. It would cost the average homeowner about $6 a month to do that.
We want our students to be prepared and have the same advantages as kids from neighboring districts and surrounding districts. That's who our students are competing with.
iPod, a Toshiba.
Some students already have their own device, others don't.
Get your whole number.
School officials say an investment in technology won't cover iPads for every student, but it will help bring the world these students know into the classroom.
We don't want the school to be so different from everything else that has technology just embedded in it.
And speaking of school funding, in New Hope, there is a chance to learn more about where state legislative candidates stand on education. State House and Senate candidates will meet in a forum sponsored by the Robbinsdale Schools Legislative Action Coalition. It's scheduled for Thursday night at the District Administration Building at 4148 Winnetka Avenue in New Hope.
And on another political matter, the Hennepin County Board has given preliminary approval to opposing the voter ID amendment. The resolution questions the need for voter ID and the cost. It passed a committee 4-1 this week with one abstention. She is one of 12 children of legendary musician Ray Charles.
But Sheila Ray Charles is taking a different path with music and testimony. At Lord of Life Lutheran Church in Maple Grove, Charles shared her struggles with drugs and crime. She had 5 children that were taken away from her, and she spent more than 4 years in jail. Now she shares a message of faith with those in similar situations.
When we go in the prisons and you're looking at 2,000 people who have lived a life of crack cocaine, who have lived a life of prison, who have been trapped in bondage for most of their lives, they are so embracive of hearing a way out, to being able to hear a word that brings hope to a very hopeless situation.
Even though she didn't know her father well, Sheila Ray Charles says she took his name to help bring attention to her message. If you have ever wondered who your ancestors are, stay tuned.
We'll show you a free way to check your family's genealogy next.
And then later in sports, action from the opening night of section play in volleyball and football.
But first, a check of your AccuWeather forecast.
There is renewed interest in searching out who is in your family tree, but finding out may come at a cost.
In today's Money Savers report, Shannon Slatton explains how you can do genealogy research for free.
If you want to start researching your family history, it can get very expensive very quickly. Good news though, because there is a treasure trove of information available here at the Hennepin County Library, and it's absolutely free.
I would say that I've seen that increased tenfold.
There's very little librarian Trudy Campbell hasn't been asked when it comes to genealogy.
Passenger lists and the census, and right now there is nothing hotter than the 1940 census.
She's been called the genealogy guru, among other things.
We get a lot of obituary questions, and I'm sort of the obituary queen.
Because she can help uncover the roots of your family tree.
It's just amazing what people can find, and their eyes are kind of open. They had no idea that this collection was so rich.
If you are going to start your research, Trudy suggests starting with the obvious.
When you're thinking of your own genealogy, by starting with yourself and working backwards.
Then use resources at the library.
This is really a destination collection for the library.
There's city directories, old records, periodicals, even yearbooks that you can look through. If it isn't here,
they need to borrow newspaper microfilm from Wyoming or from California. We do that free of cost.
If you get stumped, a professional genealogist can cost $50 to $75 an hour. But here, experienced volunteers help for free.
Because they're quite experienced, they can work around some of the issues and stumbles that a beginning genealogist might have.
And all of those databases like Ancestry.com that can cost $20 a month and up to join, you can come here and use those resources free of charge.
There are so many places people can look, often especially the beginning genealogist does not think of doing so.
For Money Saver, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Still ahead, they lost a bid for a permanent home, but Disturbia is back for Halloween. We'll show you where coming up.
But first in sports, it's a game full of twists and turns as Cooper and Park Center battle in the prep football playoffs. We'll be right back.
Jason Malillo with sports, and fans love plenty of offense, and it was a good night for that, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and this one a really good game and somewhat unexpectedly a good game, which is nice to see. The Cooper football team has been steadily improving for a few years now, and on Tuesday night, the Hawks took aim at winning their opening round game in the section tournament. Cooper moving to Class 4A this postseason and hosting Park Center. Cooper makes it look easy on the first possession of the game as Billy Kellogg takes it in for the score just 3 minutes into the game. It's 6-0 Hawks. But Park Center plays well. The pump fake freezes the defense. Jake Tanner throws deep to a wide open Kelvin Gorwar. He takes it 53 yards for the touchdown. It's 6-6. after one quarter. Late second quarter, Park Center takes the lead as big tailback Antoine Scott splits through two defenders on the way to a 15-yard TD to cap a long drive. 14-6 Pirates, they're smelling upset. But on the ensuing kickoff, Ashanti Payne takes it on a hop. He waits for his blocking to set up in front of him and takes off. The Pirates barely lay a paw on him as he rips off an 85-yard return. Big special teams play. Cooper wins within 14-12 at halftime, courtesy of that return. Park Center extends its lead on a great run by quarterback Tanner. He gets cartwheeled at the goal line here, but gets in to make it 21-12. Nice play, but it's mostly Cooper from there. After the Hawks take the lead back, the Pirates on the doorstep, but the receiver falls. Kellogg picks off the pass near the goal line, and check this out. He goes 102 yards for the touchdown return. Huge play. The Hawks hold off a very real challenge from Park Center, winning it 38-21.
It was just something that was waiting to happen. I knew he was going to win the game the whole time. I mean, it's not like we ain't never been down before. We came back and won, so we really wasn't too down on ourselves. We knew it was adversity, and we knew why we was down, just simple mistakes. And we came out, we capitalized.
Nothing wrong with a little confidence in the playoffs. Cooper hosts third seed St. Anthony Village in the section semifinals Saturday night. You can watch the entire Park Center Cooper game Wednesday night at 8:30 and 11 here on Channel 12. The Benilde St. Margaret's football team got clobbered by Fridley in the regular season, but the Red Knights getting another crack at the Tigers in their first round section game, and it's a very different story this time around. No score in the second quarter until Benilde quarterback Keaton Studsrud battled his way into the end zone for a short touchdown. The PAT makes it 7-0 Knights. Up 13-0, they go with the play-action pass. Studsrud will find a wide-open Mikey Kohler for the touchdown. Benilde scores 20 in the second quarter to lead 20-0 at halftime. They extend that lead early in the second half. Studsrud makes a nice cut early into the Tigers' secondary. Receivers get behind him for the blocking. Downfield, they help escort Studsrud for a 49-yard run. The Red Knights are up 27-0. Garrett Huey gets in on the fun. He'll cut it back on the sweep coming up here and hurdle a tackler, taking off for a 26-yard run. The Red Knights crush Fridley 40-rip. They face top seed and undefeated De La Salle on Saturday. Class 3A football, Breck hosting Rockford in the opening round of the Section 2 playoffs. Rockford's Nick Sardi has an easy path to the end zone as this one is well blocked. The Rockets take a 7-0 lead. Down 14-0, Breck gets on the board as Ramsey Sorrells lays it out for Tillin Hollis. He juggles it but hangs on for the touchdown. The Mustangs pull within 14-7. In the third quarter, Rockford extends its lead. It's Sardi carrying it again for the score. Breck can't wrap him up. The Rockets take a 21-7 lead. Their defense preserves the lead. Ben Ahrens will step in front of the receiver and pick this one off. Weaves his way back into Breck territory on the return. Rockford eliminates Breck. 37-14 is your final. The Armstrong and Cooper volleyball teams both had up and down regular seasons, and the district rivals went head-to-head in their first round of the Section 6 3A tournament on Tuesday night. Game 1 back set to Indigo Thomas. She buries the kill for Armstrong. The Falcons' big hitter is Jasmine McGill, and she gets a big kill right here. Armstrong wins Game 1 25-13. Game 2, Armstrong builds a lead again. Cooper battles back. The kill off the block by Ricky Williams. Then Anna Hendricks' kill gets down for the Hawks, but Armstrong takes the game. Cooper can't handle Courtney Malum's serve. Falcons go up 2-up. Game 3, the short set will go to Malum for the kill. Armstrong sweeps Cooper. The Falcons will play Wayzata in the quarterfinals, and Maple Grove also beat Irondale in the opening round of the section volleyball tournament.
All right, thanks a lot, Jason. Moving on to Local Vote 2012, we are taking a look at candidates in the Maple Grove City Council race both today and tomorrow.
7 candidates running for 2 positions in the council. Today we'll hear from one incumbent, Eric Johnson, and 17-year resident, Dan Voteman.
Hi, I'm Dan Voteman, candidate for Maple Grove City Council. Over the last few years in Maple Grove, we have seen our property values plummet. Our population has held flat and commercial development has come to a halt. Yet during this time, the city budget has increased by millions. Under current leadership, our budget continues to grow at nearly 5 times the rate of population growth and at 6 times the rate of inflation. This kind of growth is simply unsustainable. A vote for me is a vote for long-term, fiscally responsible solutions. A vote for me is a vote to focus your tax dollars on core services like police and fire. I'm Dan Voteman, and I ask for your vote on November 6th for Maple Grove City Council.
Hello, my name is Eric Johnson. I'm a candidate for the Maple Grove City Council. Maple Grove is a great city with great people, vibrant businesses, and solid neighborhoods. We've all seen recent headlines of cities dealing with too much crime, rampant foreclosures, and failing businesses. Some cities have even gone bankrupt. While Maple Grove has certainly seen its share of these troubles, we have not had the deep, lasting impact of others. Our city remains safe and clean, our neighborhoods continue to prosper and grow, new businesses open regularly, and the city finances are in AAA condition. Being a city council member is not something you are, it is something you do. It is about knowing residents, business owners, and understanding the impact of your decisions. It has been my honor and privilege to serve on your council, and I hope to have your support for a second term.
Still ahead, an effort to put a real scare in your Halloween.
We'll be right back. When his plans to open a permanent haunted attraction didn't work out, well, Justin Smith just went back to doing what he does best.
And that's scaring his neighbors and friends and our Renee Bonneau.
On this peaceful Plymouth street lurks a dark, deranged secret.
Essentially, it's an orphanage that the students have taken over the establishment. It gets real intense from here.
Justin Smith takes us through his 10th homemade haunted house.
One of our regulars, this is Shannon.
Which, like the others before it, is built in his parents' garage.
We started when in 2000, when I was in 8th, 9th grade. Me and a bunch of my friends, we went to Benilde St. Margaret's High School, and we were just like 6 friends who just enjoyed Halloween, enjoyed horror movies, just enjoyed having fun.
They enjoyed it so much they wanted to run a permanent haunted attraction all year round in this warehouse in Golden Valley and wanted to call it Disturbia in Suburbia.
Someone else outbid us on the location, so we lost the location, and then it got to the point where if we were going to open this year, it'd be really rushed and we didn't want to push it.
Instead, they refocused their efforts here.
Smith says he usually doesn't spend too much on these haunted houses. Most of the props are recycled. But this year, money that would have gone into Disturbia and Suburbia and Golden Valley is now being poured into this haunted house.
They just got rabid.
Smith says his elaborate setup will thrill fans who come in the hundreds each year, some from as far away as Elk River and Rockford.
They wanted to see it, and it's become what I think is a tradition for most people in the neighborhood, at least if not the city.
In Plymouth, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
The haunted house is open Saturday, Sunday, and of course on Halloween. It's located near 60th Place North and Kirkwood Lane in Plymouth. It is free, but Smith is collecting food donations for his church. And if you thought you saw everything in there, you didn't. He didn't show us some of the things on purpose because he still wants that to be a surprise.
That's right. There's got to be more to come,
It should be interesting. That'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Community Corner is coming up next.